Hi, I'm Mr. Dady, and today we're going to talk about ions. So all an ion is a charged particle or atom. That's it. In an atom, you usually have the same amount of protons and electrons. It's stable. There's as many protons in the middle as there is electrons in the outer shells. When this becomes off balance, that's when you get ions. For example, I have a chlorine atom here. I have 17 protons in the middle with 17 electrons on the outside in their shells. All right? This is just regular chlorine. But if you've ever heard of table salt, sodium chloride, what it does is it takes that electron from somewhere else, in that case sodium, and it puts it in its outside shell. When you put that extra electron, now you have 17 protons and 18 electrons. Now, since protons are positive and electrons are negative, that means your chlorine is negative. This is what is called a chlorine ion when it has that negative up there. If it was a positive, that would mean that it had more protons than electrons. This is a chlorine ion because it has an extra electron and the balance is off between protons and electrons. So this is a chlorine ion. Let's say it took this electron from sodium. Sodium is Na. Now, because it has lost an electron because it took it from chlorine, that becomes sodium, but it's a positively charged ion. An ion is anything that's an unstable atom, is all it is. Now we're going to talk about ionic bonding, and we'll stick with chlorine and sodium. An ionic bond comes between a nonmetal and a metal. Nonmetals usually want to give up their electrons on their outer shell and give them to metals. So what happens in an ionic bond, it's always between a metal and a nonmetal. So what happens is you have two ions now. Because sodium gave up its electron, it became a positively charged ion. Chlorine received that electron, which is negative, so it becomes a negatively charged ion. You have to have two ions for these two for it to become an ionic bond. Now, I would combine them because one's positive and one's negative. And you remember that old saying, opposites attract. So now, negative, positive, you can combine them to make NaCl, which is table salt. All right? Ionic bonds have a real high boiling point. They are easily dissolved in water. Hope you understood this. This is it's a hard idea, but it's kind of simple at the same time. It's easy to mess up getting it right when you see the negative and the positive. Don't freak out about it. All right? I hope this helped, and good luck.